Our coverage of Computex 2025 from Taipei, Taiwan is brought to you by TRYX, Gigabyte, Thermaltake, G-Skill, and Cooler Master.
Hello everyone, I am here at TRYX. Yes, I know. If you guys have been watching my content so far, I've been saying TRYX, and I have now been informed that it's actually pronounced TRYX. So apologies to TRYX, who is a sponsor for my coverage. And for any of you guys at home who are like, Paul, you're saying it wrong, or who were wondering how it's pronounced, now you know. We're gonna start off with the case over here. This is the Flova. It's actually gonna have an MSRP of $169.99, so $170. And it's got this nice fabric mesh on the front, as well as down here on the side. And it's available in both the black that you can see over there, the white that you can see right here, and oh my gosh, this lovely sort of a soft pink color as well. That's pretty unique. Now this front panel is like a mesh fabric. It has a metal frame on the back of it. So this could potentially act as a bit of a dust filter because you can position up to 3 120mm fans at the front there. But look at this thing right over here. This is a cross-flow fan and the intake is right here. Let me show you the fan by itself. A cross-flow fan, you guys might have seen, like, you know, you can buy a fan for your house that's got this vertical tube and you look at it and you're like, that's not a fan, how can that be a fan? But it's got a little spinner unit inside that spins around, and according to TRYX, the single cross-flow fan intake here on the side is the equivalent of having all 3 120mm fans populated for intake at the front. So that's in terms of airflow, or alternatively equivalent to 3 140s, because if you were to remove that, you could fit larger size fans. They agree in this case to have a few different aesthetics. This one's sort of set up in a bit more of a gamer kind of vibe with more intake fans at the front with some RGB lighting. We have a really cool air cooler here with a massive LCD on the side. We're going to talk more about that in just a second, but if you are going to be installing a lot of high-end hardware in this system, you can populate additional fans. 2 140s or 120s can fit on the side. You can do a 120 or a 140 for exhaust in the back, and then up at the top you can do up to 3 120s, or of course a 360mm radiator for an all-in-one liquid cooler. I thought that inclusion of that cross-flow fan was pretty unique, and I've not personally seen a case that has that style fan before, but apparently that will give you all of your intake from the front along the side here, and that would mean you wouldn't get any dust buildup here on the front. But of course, if you did want that additional airflow, you could add fans there as well. Next up, we have some fans. These are the Rota SL ARGB. They have magnetic direct connection because who wants to be wiring up 3 individual fans? No, connect them to each other. And then you've got a single magnetic connector down there at the bottom that you can pop off or pop back on. That's going to control both the RGB lighting and the fan RPMs. Those of course can be applied to an all-in-one liquid cooler such as the Panorama right here. This is a product that, if you have seen anything from TRYX before, is probably the product that you saw. This is definitely the first product from them that I saw, and the standard Panorama AIO with the 6.5-inch AMOLED curved screen is being upgraded with the Rota SL ARGB fans. Now the TRYX Panorama is a little bit on the pricier side for an AIO at $369.99, but it does have this very unique AMOLED LED screen, and if you pop that off, it also has some active cooling for the VRMs and the pump block unit itself. And this uses an Asetek Gen 8 all-in-one liquid cooling pump block combo. Now we have the Panorama SE. This one's going to be a little bit less expensive at $279.99. Also, of course, a little bit on the high side when it comes to the AIOs, but AIOs that include the LCD screens are pretty cool. And if you noticed, I just popped that off. Although this one doesn't include the active cooling, it does allow you to rotate that screen, and then you can remount it. I have a cable that's blocking me because I'm trying to do this with one hand. Here, this one's already set up. So they call this waterfall mode, so you can have some different types of displays, customize, bling out your system if that is what you're into. And if you didn't notice, this is the white version over here. This is available in both black and white. Next up, we have cute characters, anime figures. Why are these here? Because the next product is the TRYX stage. And I know most of my viewers are big fans of Hatsune Miku, who is sitting right here on this stage. Now this doesn't come with the all-in-one liquid cooler. The stage gives you 2 4-inch LED screens. You can have it mirror what's being displayed on the screen, and there is a mirror on the bottom, so it gives you a stage effect. To display a character, they got a little rock concert set up over here too. That's pretty cool. That's a unique look for anyone who's trying to customize their system. This is going to use the same Adela pump from Asetek that the special edition Panorama uses, but they're keeping the price on this one down to a comparatively more reasonable $200. It's going to be available in both black and white, and expected to come out and be available in late summer, possibly Q3. I promised you guys a closer look at this. This is the Turris, which is an air cooler. I like air coolers. With an air cooler, you don't have the potential for failure with a pump or something like that, which has bitten me once or twice in the past. That's not to say I don't recommend AIOs at all, but I tend to lean a little bit more towards air coolers. TRYX, of course, made their debut by putting LED screens on all-in-one liquid cool pump blocks. So now they've taken a 5-inch HD screen and they put it on top of a 6-pipe dual tower cooler. It's going to come with 2 fans, actually quite adjustable. Magnetic connections will allow you to remove this screen, and then you can also adjust these fans higher or lower so you can get a bit more clearance for memory. And this has a 280 watt TDP rating. We're expecting this to launch about the same time frame as the stage over here, so in the next 2-3 months, possibly a little bit longer than that as they're still developing them. And the MSRP for these, I am told, is $100, $99.99. So I'm curious for you guys in the comments. You might have watched my build videos, my recommendation guides for PC building. I tend to lean towards air coolers. I tend to recommend budget air coolers in the $40-ish range. Do you think the addition of the LED panel on here in the front, as well as I'd say the overall look of these are nice, clean, squared off air coolers. Do you think that's worth it? $100? I'm curious to know what your feelings are. Let me know in the comments section. So AIOs are pretty cool, but if you want to go a little bit more in depth and get a little bit more crazy, custom water cooling, which I've dabbled in a little bit before, can be lots of fun if you have some time and some patience and of course the money to afford fittings and all the things that go along with that. TRYX had a lot of interest in the curved AMOLED screen on their original AIO, and they were like, hey, why not make a custom water block version of that? So that's what this is right here. As you can see, you got standard G1/4 fittings on the side. Still allows you to maintain that wraparound panorama curved AMOLED screen feel. We actually have a build right here that is featuring it with some cool pink accents. I think that looks really nice. Now the screen display right there, as well as lots of other stuff like fan speeds and whatnot, can be controlled by the Canali software, which is right over here, just showing a quick demonstration of that. I have never used this software before, so I have no idea what I'm doing, but it looks like you can customize stuff, change fan speeds, and you can see what's connected. What is connected to this right now are new fans. They're called LUCIS. They're right here, and as you can see, they come in 3 packs. It's going to be $99.99 for a 3-pack that includes a controller. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of the design here. It's got some hex RGB accents around the outside. And again, something I've not seen before is how these are connected together. They have a sidebar that sort of snaps on. You can see it along the edge of this one, and then that has a standard USB-C connector down at the bottom. Here's a custom build in the Luca case. This is an existing product from TRYX, and this custom build was done by AML Customs, in case you're wondering. I've really been appreciating a lot of these custom PCs on display at Computex. But they have a new version of the Luca case, which is right over here, called the Luca Air. It still maintains the easy swing out front door, and you got 2 massive 200mm fans there on the front that have sort of a unique protrusion on the outside, so you can verify, yes, I've got 2 big ass fans right there. As you can see, plenty of room for activities on the inside. Power supply mount is up there at the top, and this does maintain compatibility with back-to-front motherboard connections. Keep an eye out for the Luca Air around Q3, looking at 2-3 months out at least, and it's going to have an MSRP of $269, which includes the 2 200mm fans. Oh, and yes, it's also available in white, which I can see a lot better, I feel like. But it also includes that white version of the TRYX Turris Air Cooler that we already showed you guys. Pretty nice looking case right there. Next we have the TRYX Arc Vision, which is a little bit more budget case. It's going to be $119.99 or $120 without the curved AMOLED screen at the bottom. With the curved AMOLED screen, you're looking at $239.99, $240. They designed this case to sort of be a feature for their wraparound curved screen all-in-one liquid coolers, with that curve sort of also represented by this glass panel right here. And then of course the potential to have that AMOLED screen down there at the bottom, or the non-screened version will come with something like that to cover that panel instead. And they're sampling a few different textures for that, which is pretty cool. Also of note is that this large tempered glass piece is a single unit which slides forward and then lifts off so you can access the interior. And here's a quick look at the cable management area where you can see, yes, we also have cutouts for reverse connector motherboards, as well as several SSD mounting locations. It's kind of tough to find PCIe 5.0 riser cables, so TRYX is also developing those. They're calling them string. They have 200mm versions here in black, white, and black. It's been a long day, you guys. And then we got a 300mm version over here as well. So these can be used for vertical GPU mounts in a variety of cases, or for custom builds that want to put the GPU in a non-traditional location, those will work as well. And with PCI Express Gen 5 support, these will totally work with NVIDIA RTX 40 and 50 series graphics cards, as well as AMD Radeon 9000. Here's an entire build with many of the components that I've shown today, including the stage right there, including the new fans, including the Luca case. And the thing that I'm actually most appreciating right now is that this is a desk setup, which means I could sit down in a chair in front of it. That's really a bonus at this point in the day. I got one last shot of an Arc Vision case in white they have over here, and I wanted you guys to note at the top of that they have a couple more of those wraparound panels. One has a wood finish, one has a marble finish, and TRYX is interested in your feedback on which of those you think looks nicer. So if you guys have any comments for TRYX, leave them in the comments section down below. They will be reading them. Like a lot of the vendors I talk to at shows like this, products in development, they really love to get early fan feedback on that so they can direct it towards something that people will enjoy and perhaps buy. It hopefully works out for everyone. But I want to say a huge thank you to TRYX for sponsoring my Computex 2025 coverage, as well as a big thank you to my additional sponsors, Gigabyte, G.Skill, Thermaltake, and Cooler Master. I have more videos coming for you guys really soon, so hit the thumbs up button. Again, leave comments in the comments section down below. Check the playlist if you want to see more of my coverage, and we'll see you all in the next one.